Good evening, all. On this lovely, snowy mid-April evening, this is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Oscar, and I will be Net Control Operator for the Amateur Radio Emergency Services Region 3 District 2 Net. The mission of the Amateur Radio Emergency Services is to provide reliable and alternate communications to our served agencies in times of emergency, disaster, or national crisis. Our district serves agencies in Larimer and Weld counties. My name is Luann, and I am located in Loveland, Colorado. This net meets every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. local time for the purpose of planning, practicing, and discussing the activities of the ARES Region 3 District 2 group. This is a directed net, and all traffic will go through net control. Before we get started, is there any emergency traffic for the net? If any emergency arises, please say break, and we will handle the emergency with top priority. Now, is there any formal NTS traffic for the net? Please call now. This net is open to anyone licensed to operate on this repeater and is interested in amateur radio public service communications. This net is affiliated with the Amateur Radio Emergency Services of the American Radio Relay League. However, ARES or ARRL membership is not required to check in. This is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Oscar, net control for the ARES R3D2 net. This net will accept check-ins in order of ARES affiliation. All stations will have an opportunity to check in. However, please wait for your appropriate check-in group. Please remember to check out if you need to leave prior to the closing of this net. When checking in, please give the following: your call sign, first alphabetically and then with the international phonetics, your name, your location, and whether you have an announcement or comment for the net. I will now take check-ins from the R3D2 served agency directors. Served agency directors only, please check in now.
KD0 UJK, Kilo Delta Zero, Uniform Juliet Kilo, Steve in Nunn, Weld County EOC Director and District AEC, no traffic.
This is KD0TYU, Kilo Delta Zero, Tango Yankee Uniform Joe here in Loveland. Larimer, Weld County EC, and I do have an announcement. This is Kilo Charlie Zero, Zulu India Echo, KC0 ZIE. Darren, Director for Hospital.
This is N0 AFM, November 0 Alpha Foxtrot Mike, Art in Estes Park, Larimer County, Directus, Estes Park EOC, no traffic.
The net would like to acknowledge KD0UJK, KD0TYU, KC0ZIE, and N0AFM. Are there any more agency directors who would like to check in? Please check in now. Hearing none, I will start with ARES members. ARES members with the call suffix alpha through Mike, please check in now.
This is KA6ETE. That's Kilo Alpha 6, Echo Tango Echo, Jim in Loveland.
WW8L, Whiskey Whiskey 8 Lima, Tim, Windsor.
KE0LSL, Kilo Echo 0, Lima Sierra Lima, Al and Greeley, no announcements.
The net would like to acknowledge KA6ETE, WW8L, and KE0LSL. I will take ARES members, Alpha through Zulu.
W9er India, no, or W9INE, Larry, and is
Papa Mike Phil AI 7PM. Good evening. This is WA5VRL, Whiskey Alpha 5, Victor Romeo Lima, Willis in Fort Collins, and I believe I'm supposed to do some training for tonight.
The net would like to acknowledge W9INE, AI7PM, and WA5VRL. There was another station trying to come in. It wasn't quite full. Here, who that was. Well, just asking. One more call for ARES members, Alpha through Zulu.
K60G, Kilo 6 Oscar Golf, David Estes Park, and out.
K6OG, I have you in and out. I will now take general check-ins, Alpha through Mike.
Kilo Foxtrot 4, Delta Uniform Sierra, KF4 to US, Horsdetooth Mike, no traffic.
In there, KF4DUS. Man, coming in loud and clear. Any more check-ins? General check-ins, Alpha through Zulu.
KD0YOP, Kilo Delta 0, Yankee Oscar Papa, Scott and Fort Collins.
Have you on the KD0YOP? There might have been a doubling station. Please come back.
KE0SOR, Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Oscar Romeo. Maybe the 7th time will be the trick.
Whoop, gotcha. 0SOR, gotcha, Mike. Any more? One more call for check-ins. Anybody everybody, Alpha through Zulu. This is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Oscar net control for the ARES R3D2 net. I will go on now, to announcements, and I believe it's KD0TYU. You have the floor.
Thanks ever so much, Luann, for actually running the thing tonight, running the net. I just want to remind everybody that the directors meeting will be the 21st, and we're doing teleconferencing using Zoom. Darren sent out a note. If you do not have one, please send him or myself a note, and we'll send you the invite. And anybody that wants to kind of get into it, this is not for just directors. Anybody that wants to actually join can do that. So, again, we'll start at 6 o'clock as normal, but we just won't have anything to eat. So with that, back to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Joe. Are there any more comments or announcements for the net? Please call now. Hearing none, we will go on to our weekly ARES training from WA5VRL. Willis, you now have the floor.
Heck of a deal. Alrighty, well, I guess for this training session I'll make some comments regarding our Skywarn activities. We're getting into the severe weather season, regardless of what it looks like outside right now. Hopefully most of the members were able to connect with the weather training webinar that NWS had last week. The district weather presentation that usually follows the NWS training is scheduled for online access this coming Saturday, the 18th at 1:30 p.m. local time. And we currently have a state-level stay-at-home order, and most of the counties in the state also have corresponding orders as well. As clearly stated in the weather training from NWS Boulder, mobile weather spotting is not considered essential travel while we are under stay-at-home orders. The current order we have is valid through April 26th, and of course it's possible that it might be extended past that date. But accordingly, we'll not have any R3D2 weather nets while the orders are active. So, when spotting from home, you should use one of the two methods supplied by NWS spotter training to notify them of any reportable weather. Of course, after the stay-at-home orders are allowed to expire or get rescinded, then we'll have the weather nets whenever the weather conditions meet the criteria for doing that. The weather nets will be handled on the NCRC Buckhorn repeaters, just like we've done over the past several years. Let me take a quick break here. Anyway, when we do have a weather net and you're going to do mobile spotting, please check in with the net control when you're first going mobile. Identify as usual by giving your FCC call using proper ITU phonetics, of course, and your assigned spotter number, or ID, whatever you want to call it. And it also, be sure and let net control know if you have anybody else with you. When spotting from home, you should not check into a weather net. Just monitor the frequency if you want to keep track of any other weather reports in the area. The weather nets that we have, it's an open net when it's in standby mode, but changes to a directed net when it goes to active mode. Directed nets always require that all traffic go through net control. If the net's in active mode, keep all transmissions brief, use plain language, course with ITU phonetics if needed, and don't editorialize on the net. Use you can use your tactical call, which is acceptable after check-in. Unless otherwise assigned, your tactical call is normally the letters following the number in your call. And then for 2x1 calls, the standard is to use the number in the following letter. Like Tim, WW8L would just identify as 8L. When using tactical calls, though, always remember it's tactical in and call sign out. Once you complete a transaction with the NCS or any other station, use your full call to end the contact. This does two things. It tells net control you're done, and it fulfills the FCC requirement for ID. Let me take a quick break again. And if you're called by net control, you should respond with your tactical call or full call and your exact location. It's okay to use the APRS if you have it, but just remember APRS is not a connected mode. There's no guarantee that every APRS beacon is going to show up on any map. To contact net control on an active net, just transmit your call or your tactical call. You don't need to say net control this is. The net control already knows that you're calling them. If you have priority or emergency traffic, include the appropriate word with the tactical call. If I encountered a priority situation, I would transmit something like VRL priority traffic. That should grab the attention of any net control and all the other stations on frequency. Net control would then suspend all other activity and handle the priority traffic as needed. To request contact with another station, you can include the words traffic 4 along with the call of the other station. To request a contact with, say, N0BL, I just transmit VRL traffic for BL. That tells the net control everything they need to handle the traffic. Those are kind of standard procedures used on many directed nets, and they're used to provide efficient communications. They're beneficial when the weather net's in active mode, but they can also be used when it's in standby mode as well. Let me take a final break and then I'll get out of the way here. And the last thing is the normal shameless plug for net control operators. Mike, WB0MH, is in charge of the R3D2 weather spotting activities, and he's recruiting for net control operators as needed for this weather season. If your home station has a consistently solid signal into the repeaters on Buckhorn, please consider volunteering for a net control position. It's a good way to get experience in net operations that rarely involve any priority or emergent situations. But if the spam hits the fan, there's normally an experienced control operator on the frequency as a backup whenever you need it. Anyway, that's about all I got for now. 7-3 all hands. Back to net control. WA5VRL, over.
Thank you very much, Louis. That was really, really good information. Before I close this net, are there any additional stations who would like to check into the ARES R3D2 net? If so, please call now. Hearing none, I will now check each station out of the net. I will read your call sign and please respond back with your FCC-issued call sign. KD0UJK.
D0UJK.
KD0TYU.
KCYU.
KC0ZIE.
KC0ZIE.
N0AFM.
N0AFM, good evening in 73.
KA6ETE.
KA6ETE.
WW8L.
WW8L.
KE0LSL.
KE0LSL.
W9INE. AI7PM.
AI7PM.
WA5VRL.
WA5VRL 73.
KF4DUS.
KF4DUS.
KD0YOP.
KD0YOP.
And last but not least, 7 times a charm, KE0SOR.
KE0SOR.
I would like to thank each station for checking in and the NCARC for the use of the repeater this evening. All stations with appropriate privileges are invited to check into the statewide ARES HFnet on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on a frequency of 3.810 megahertz, and the statewide ARES VHFnet on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 145.310 megahertz repeater using a tone of 88.5 hertz. For further information about ARES R3D2, please go to the www.coloradoaresr3d2.org. This evening there were 15 check-ins, including net control. The next scheduled ARES R3D2 net will be next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. This is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Oscar closing the net at 7:23 p.m. and returning the repeater to normal amateur radio use. 73 and good night.